self-initiated action of the Chief Justice of Pakistan, that they were not being kidnapped by the Al-Qaeda, they were being kidnapped by Pakistan intelligence agencies and being given over to Western intelligence agencies. And they were kept in these different parts, different prisons all over the world, unnamed prisons all over the world. And since he started demanding that they must be produced before him in the court, and he told the police officers and the military officer that he'll put them in prison if they don't produce them before him, that became the unforgivable crime, because then it's going to unravel, according to the critics, the whole policy on which the control system is based right now in Pakistan. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, it comes together with those observations. The people have everything at stake. They have to realize that. Their own government is disappearing their people. So here's the man that's told us our solution. The people of Pakistan have to support their judiciary in this struggle, or they're going to go through more decades of military tyranny. And we here have to address our government en masse and stop its crimes. I mean, George W. Bush has committed the supreme international crime, war of aggression, destroyed Iraq, wants to destroy Iran. Just look at what's happened to three neighbors, Iraq, Iran, and Pakistan. The Shah of Iran, our surrogate there. We've destroyed civil life in Iraq. In Pakistan, Ali Bhutto murdered by a judiciary that is now, but there were two justices on that Supreme Court that were made of the same stuff and had the same courage. The court that condemned, the Supreme Court that finally affirmed the condemnation of Bhutto, were made of the same stuff as the court that is there today, with exemplifying its enormous courage. So our people have to stand up, as the people of Pakistan have stood up, and demand respect for the Constitution. And unless we impeach George W. Bush for the high crimes and misdemeanors that he's committed, I think our Constitution is severely damaged. The next president, as have the former presidents, will do the same thing in lesser degrees perhaps, but still the same desire for power and using the military for exploitation of the globe. So the people have to rise up and join together, and then we'll have a rule of law, and we'll have justice, and we'll have peace, and we won't have starvation and the growing disparity between masses of poor people and fewer billionaires.
Probably the most important thing that could be done to reestablish the moral leadership of the United States would be to have some device that could send George Bush, Cheney, and other members of his cabal to the Court of The Hague, the International Court of The Hague. We used our influence to get Milosevic there. Well, Milosevic did no more than what George Bush did with the invasion of Iraq and the potential invasion if he goes through with Iran. And so these are crimes against humanity, and that an American would do it does not absolve it. And so this underlies exactly, impeachment is fine. I wish we could see that happen, but the supine, and that's the word, the supine Congress of the United States likely will not do anything. But even that's not enough. This is a crime. This is a crime that warrants justice, and hopefully justice will come about. And that's what the Chief Justice of Pakistan is guilty of. He was acting like a Chief Justice. He was inquiring where are these individuals? What happened to these individuals? This is habeas corpus, which is a concept of law, not just of the United States, not just of Pakistan. It goes back through all of human society. Produce the bodies. What happened? And look at what happened, because he merely made the inquiry, as you pointed out. He's persecuted, and they're fighting back, and that's what needs to happen. People must fight back. Without the fight, nothing can be gained.
Excellent. Any concluding thoughts?
Well, I think we have to note that while we call them disappearances in Pakistan, in this country they're called extraordinary renditions.
Yes.
And disappearances are being done in the United States, are being sponsored in Pakistan and elsewhere. And many of the people who ended up in Guantanamo were the people who were disappeared from Afghanistan, from the borderland of Pakistan, sent to Guantanamo in a prison that the President of the United States said he could control without any judicial oversight. So because of this reality of this imperial reach of the U.S., it's necessary to make clear that when the Chief Justice insists on habeas corpus in Pakistan against the government that the U.S. is supporting, they're also demanding that the U.S. obey the law. And it seems to me that it's a worldwide question, and at this moment, the people of Pakistan are at the forefront of that struggle.
Excellent. The very last word from you, sir, then I need to conclude.
I think to the point is that, one, I commend you, for the work that you're doing, Dr. Saeed, and the television program, because until we educate, the people themselves, situations like this, crisis like this, criminal activity like this will continue. As long as individuals are kept in the dark. One of the things that I really like, and I think it was Malcolm who did the comparison with like going to a dentist. You go to a dentist and the dentist is going to operate in your mouth and they give you Novocaine, so you can suffer peacefully. We have to quit suffering peacefully, and we only do that because we're given the Novocaine of what the message and the information. You have created another vehicle. We need more vehicles. We need more people listening so that we can educate the masses of people. That's the only way we stop injustice in the United States and the world itself when it is brought to the light.
Well, I thank all my guests, which included a constitutional expert, an elected official, a former U.S. Attorney General, internationally recognized activist and leader, and a senator who has turned his movement and his campaigns into a cause of reform and empowerment of American people. Let me conclude by pointing out that the Chief Justice of Pakistan and his colleagues are standing at a crossroads. If they are removed from the scene, Pakistan could turn into a Latin American country where there will be death squads, there will be people roaming on the streets, eliminating people they don't like. And there are parts of Pakistan where death squads and suicide bombings are rule of the day, and he is actually the last resistance to that Pakistan. He is the one who wants to return not only Pakistan, but through the international civil society, the whole world back to rule of law, supremacy of the Constitution, due process and equal justice for all. And my very last thought after listening to these very distinguished individuals is that in today's globalized world, freedom and justice have become even more indivisible than ever before. I thank you all, and I thank my audiences. Thank you, sir.